All right, welcome to week 6, everybody. Congratulations on working your way through the data sets and information this far. This week, we're going to take a look at the topic of choice, which has to do with culture. And so, specifically, we're going to work on an HR data set, which I've already loaded again. And again, I assume you have that capability set out there. So, you should be able to see the HR data set and the HR dataset.csv with the dashboard there. I'd like to thank um, Rich Huebner, who made this available publicly. So thank you for that HR dataset. It's kind of nice to get into it. At this particular point in time, we're going to do what we did last time, and that is we're going to create a custom chart. So if you recall how to do that, we are going to click on the data set itself. We're going to create a report, and we're going to say start from scratch. For the purposes of this exercise, again, I'm going to guide you a little bit. I'm going to suggest that we do a clustered column chart. And that clustered column chart is actually here, but you'll notice if you hover over them, it will give you the name of what they're called. You can kind of play around and figure out what you're looking for. But here we're looking for the clustered column chart, so we're going to click on that. You'll see it'll fill up kind of the top left area of your canvas again. Because it's the only thing we're going to look at, we're going to drag this out and fill up that canvas entirely. Now we've got to start putting the data in. So because we are very much interested in engagement and whatnot, we need to use the data set to our ability. One thing I like about this particular data set is it has a lot of different components to it, but interestingly, I like the fact that it has recruitment source. So we're going to use that as our primary. And so recruitment source would help us understand, hey, what is the effectiveness of our recruiting strategy? Right. So it links previous concepts that we've thought about there and takes a look at our partners that we use and then puts some legitimacy to it around longevity, engagement, satisfaction, et cetera. And so based on that, that's exactly where we're going to go. We're going to go up here and we're going to say, hey, what does the engagement look like? Now we see the graph starts to populate up, and we'll see that by recruitment source. Then we're going to add in here employee satisfaction. Because we chose a clustered bar chart, it's going to drop that in beside. So we're going to see engagement numbers and employee satisfaction. And you're going to see a little legend starts to form up here as well. All right. It's time to start adding something more to it. That would interesting thing would be, hey, what is their performance score, right? How have they been rated as far as performance? And there's a few different things to do with performance. So just make sure you're hovering over performance score. You're going to click that. And you might get something weird like this where it starts to jump into a divided concept. And what it does is it does small multiples. And that's, you can see here, it has decided to take that performance and divide it into how many exceed, how many fully meet, how many need improvement, how many have PIPs, or performance improvement plans, which is great information if we're actually more interested in figuring out the drill down nature of the performance score. This happened because it dropped performance score naturally into small multiples. If you don't want it, which we don't for what we're doing today, we're going to grab this, click on it, and just drag it up to the y-axis and drop it in there. And you'll notice that it goes back to the chart that we were building before. So we do have that flexibility, and I urge you to play around with these tools because you get a better understanding of how everything works. So once we get the performance stats in there, one thing I personally like to look at is usually good resources have been assigned to special projects. We're going to throw in those special projects as well, get a look at how our recruitment partners help us with those that we want to put on special projects. So if you think about mobility and globalization, things we've been talking about, it fits into that as well. And then finally, always that tough subject to get into, but we're going to see if they've been terminated. And again, this is where the legend comes in and understanding what your data sets. TERMD is just a short form for terminated. So we can actually click on that and it will throw the termination rates in there as well. All right. Once you've done that, you've actually built the chart that you need to answer the questions for this particular practice activity. All right. So again, if you had any questions that come up or any challenges or whatnot, write them down, bring them to class, and then let us work on it together. All right. Thanks again for coming out. Have a great day.